Good evening, I'm Billy Lopez, and welcome to Ortmeyer Stadium in the lovely Laverne, California for tonight's Division III SCIAC matchup between the visiting Cal Lutheran Kingsmen and the home Laverne Leopards. Cal Lu comes in with a 2-0 record led by head coach Ben McEnroe, entering his 10th year at Cal Lu. Laverne enters play with a record of 1-1, led by head coach Christopher Creek, entering his 7th year at Laverne. Let's take a look at the players to watch from both teams as we take a look at the rushing from Laverne. The senior Robert Fernandez, 36 attempts for 160 yards, 80 yards per game, is fourth in SCIAC play. Michael Medina, the running back, has 90 total yards, averaging 5 per carry, has a touchdown on the season. We go into the wide receiver. Dejan Logan, averaging 3 receptions per game, leads the Leos with 113 yards, 56.5 yards per game, also has a touchdown. The sophomore Grayson Klein has 6 receptions on the year for 61 yards and is averaging 10.2 yards per catch. The quarterback Josh Evans, 15 for 28, that's a 53.6 completion percentage, has 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, looking to improve on that, has 179 total yards. As we take a look at the defense, led by the defensive lineman Josh Padilla, has 22 tackles on the season, 11 tackles per game, is good for 3rd in the SCIAC, also had a big interception in their last meeting. As we take a look at Cal Lu's players to watch, the running back Chris Beeson has 62 yards per game, averaging 3.6 per carry, and has a touchdown on the season.
Number 1, Josh Evans. Number 4, Connor
Adam Friedrichsen, the quarterback, also known for his running game, has 19 rushes, 24.5 yards per game. The wide receiver, Aaron Lacombe, 10 receptions, 5 receptions per game, is first in SCIAC with 231 yards, 115.5 yards per game, and is also first in SCIAC with 3 touchdowns. His teammate Wendell O'Brien also tied in first with 3 touchdowns in SCIAC, has 157 yards, 78.5 yards per game, is 5th in SCIAC. The quarterback, Adam Friedrichsen, 38 for 55, good enough for a 69.1 completion percentage, has 6 touchdowns to 1 interception. Those 6 touchdowns, 4 of them coming in their last game. That's good enough for first in the SCIAC, 281.5 yards per game and 563 yards total. And finally, the defense led by Ty Lozano and Nick Gordon. Ty Lozano leading Cal Lu with 19 tackles, and Nick Gordon right behind him with 16 tackles. Both teams are looking to get off to a hard start in SCIAC play. Laverne trying to rebound from a 53-point shutout loss, and Cal Lu looking to remain undefeated at a perfect 3-0 record. Both teams shaking hands, the captains in the center of the field. Interesting notes on Cal Lu. The last 16 meetings against Laverne, they are 15-1. The one win for Laverne, of course, coming in 2015, where Laverne marched their way into the NCAA playoffs. Cal Lu's team running onto the field. For Cal Lu, it needs to be a hot start. 55 total points on the season. 42 of them were scored in the first half. So if they get off to a hot start, that could spell trouble for Laverne. Laverne defensively needs to keep the Kingsmen down early in the first half. Gave up 53 points in their last game against Whitworth. Were unable to put up any points. Looking to completely turn around this week. Nothing but clear skies here in Laverne. 72 degrees. Wind blowing towards the north. Good crowd coming to support Laverne here at Ortmeyer Stadium. First matchup in SCIAC play. Verne is going to kick off to begin the game. Kalu will receive. On to kick is Eric Rembecki.
Lutheran, number 5, Chris Beeson. And ready, Richard
Chris Beeson and Richard Caceres back to return for Kalu. Verne kicks off, and the 2017 SCIAC play is underway. Kick goes out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That'll draw a flag, and Kalu will set up. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kalu.
At quarterback, number 10, Adam Friedrichsen.
Kalu sets up with 1 receiver on the right, 2 on the left. Friedrichsen at quarterback out of the shotgun position. Hands it off. That's Chris Beeson. Piles his way up for about 3 yards.
Chris Beeson, ball carrier, making the tackle for Verne.
Friedrichsen trying to get the ball off to Chris Beeson, run up right up the gut. Just get some decent yardage to start off. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Kalu, 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Fake handoff to Beeson, and Friedrichsen has trouble, still won't go down, and finally is sacked. First to get there was Dalton Johnson, who put the pressure on him. And then Anthony Moore came in. That'll set Kalu back. They'll bring it up 3rd and 14. Verne trying to get a quick 3 and out here in the opening play. Receiver in motion. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Friedrichsen drops back. Looks left, throws deep to left. Just out of reach of Connor Truheight. Wendell O'Brien was the intended receiver. And after the big sack on 2nd down, Laverne has forced a quick 3 and out. 4th and 17. To punt is Clayton Wood. The punt's towards the right, and it'll sail out of bounds. 13:35 remaining in the first, still no score. And Laverne will get its first try at offense. First and 10. Laverne sets up at their own 40-yard line. Josh Evans, the quarterback for Laverne in the backfield. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Evans with the fake handoff to Robert Fernandez, steps up in the pocket, escapes the pockets, running to his right, throws deep right to Dejon Logan. But it was well short of reaching him. That'll bring up 2nd down. The pocket collapsed on Evans on the play. Kalu was not biting on the fake handoff. Forced him towards his right and had to let it go. 2nd and 10 on Laverne, 40-yard line. Evans, the handoff to Robert Fernandez, immediately met.
Robert Fernandez, the ball carrier.
By Obasi Dees. And if he's lucky, he gets a yard.
making the tackle.
And it looks like it's going to be no gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play.
For Laverne to do well offensively, they need Robert Fernandez and Michael Medina, their 2 senior running backs, to play well. Delayed handoff. Evans steps up in the pocket, escapes the pocket. Now he's going to scramble to the sideline. And he's going to be just short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th and 4. Josh Evans scrambles for 6 yards. And Laverne is going to bring out their punting unit.
About 6 yards on the play.
So early on, defensive matchup. 12:20 left in the first. Russell Broucher into punt.
Boucher, punt formation.
Wendell O'Brien back to receive for KELU. It's a high punt. KELU's gonna let it bounce, and it's gonna get a favorable bounce for Laverne. They scoop it up inside the 5 on a booming punt by Russell Boucher.
1st and 10, Kingsman.
Now KELU is gonna have to set up from their own 4-yard line. Gonna need to go 96 yards in order to net a touchdown here in the first. KELU sets up. Friedrichsen, the quarterback, with a receiver to his left and to his right. Hand off to Chris Beeson up the middle. Moves the pile a few yards. Good for 2 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
2 on the play.
Chris Beeson
Brown
leading
making the
KELU on the ground. Over 100 yards on the season. 2nd and 8. Friedrichsen drops back. There's a flag. Throws to his right. And it's going to be another flag. Looks like it's pass interference. But before that, we had a flag before. We'll see how these are sorted out. Alex
Query,
Olivas.
Adam Lacombe, the intended receiver.
Was covering on Aaron Lacombe.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty.
And it's going to be a
automatic
big
first down.
15-yard penalty on Alex Olivas. Intended receiver was Aaron Lacombe deep to his right. That's automatically going to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from KELU's 20-yard line. Friedrichsen back. Chris Beeson in the backfield. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He looks right, throws right, finds Chris Beeson in the open field. He's good for a first down. Hurdles a leopard in and out of bounds. And that's going to excite the KELU bench. That was Connor Johnson who got hurdled over. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. No score between Laverne and KELU. We take a look at the replay right there. Friedrichsen with 2 receivers to his right. And that's going to be a false start. Looks like it was Aaron Lacombe, the wide receiver. That's exactly what it is. It's going to bring KELU 5 yards back. Now 1st and 15 from their own 31-yard line. Same setup with 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Chris Beeson in the backfield. Friedrichsen out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Beeson. He runs up the gut. There's a big hole. Breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and is finally brought down right around the 38-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Offsides. Defense, number 17. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So that was B.J. Little. Offsides for Laverne. It'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Friedrichsen drops back. Up the middle, finds a receiver, immediately hit, breaks the tackle, and picks up around 5 yards. That's Richard Caceres on the reception. We'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Kalu on their own 41-yard line. Two receivers to his right, one to his left. Friedrichsen looks right, throws right, immediately hits his receiver, and is going to be met by a host of Leopards. Pass is complete to Diego Hernandez, the tight end senior out of Mesa, Arizona.
Diego Hernandez making the reception. Oliva
gains 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Ball on the Kalu 44.
Caden Clemens in the back. Friedrichsen drops back, steps up to the pocket. There's a big hole. He'll pick up the 1st down and is tackled by Josh Padilla.
Picks up the 1st down.
Friedrichsen, as we mentioned in the opening, he's a scrambling quarterback when need be. So we have a timeout on the field.
Making the stop.
I have some trainers looking at Josh Padilla.
1st and 10, Kingsman of Laverne 49.
Of course, he's leading Laverne in tackles, so any injury to him could put a hurting on this defense. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line. Kalu has just surpassed midfield. This drive was originally back in their own 4-yard line, courtesy of a great punt by Russell Boucher. Friedrichsen, the quarterback, with 2 receivers to his left and 1 to his right. Looks left, finds his receiver. That's number 8, Richard Caceres. Looks to be one of his favorite targets. It's good for about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down. Second and 6, ball on the 46-yard line. Just under 8 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Friedrichsen drops back, looks right, hurls it deep, and can't find his receiver. It was intended for Aaron Lacombe. He got tripped up running deep into the slot. On the coverage was Alex Olivas. And that'll bring up 3rd and 6. On this current drive, Kalu is converted 1 successful 3rd down. Looking to make that a perfect 2 for 2 on this drive. Pair of receivers to his left and a pair to his right. And he is going to be sacked again for a 2nd time. The Laverne front able to break through the O-line. And it's going to be a big hold for this Laverne defense. It looked like Kalu was just going to march down and put up some points here in the 1st quarter. But a huge sack. Loss of about 15 yards on the play. Another look at it right there. Clayton Wood to punt. And Laverne's going to let it bounce, and they might scoop it up. They do, and he's going to be immediately met. It'll be 1st and 10 right around the 20-yard line. Laverne will get their second attempt on offense. No score here in the opening quarter, 6:56 remaining. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Laverne in their first drive was a quick 3-and-out. Picked up only 6 yards, and it was Josh Evans on the scramble on a 3rd and 10. Has 3 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. Robert Fernandez in the backfield. Here's the snap. Josh Evans gonna keep it himself, go to his left, and is tackled. It's gonna be a loss of about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Little trickery play right there. Tried to fake the handoff to Robert Fernandez going to his right, and Evans trying to go the opposite direction. But once again, Kowloon not biting. Evans hands it off, keeps it himself, throws, finds his receiver, but unable to keep his hands around it was Russell Boucher. Would have been close to a 1st down if he's able to keep it. It'll bring up 3rd and 11.
And that was the receiver downfield, number 76 in the offense. That penalty being declined, 3rd down.
So the penalties declined with an ineligible receiver down the field. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Verne struggling offensively for a 2nd consecutive week. Still early here in the opening quarter. Fernandez in the backfield alongside his quarterback. Fernandez in motion now. Evans fakes it, keeps it up himself. He's going to go up the gut, breaks 1 tackle, and is tackled just short of a 1st down. It was a good attempt by Evans. Had a nice gap right up the middle. Was able to shape 1 tackle. Had he broken that 2nd one right around his ankles, he would have been able to reach and extend for that 1st down, and he's going to come up just short. Gain of 10. It'll bring up 4th and 2. And Chris Boucher, the punter, is going to come out. And Richard Caceres is deep back to receive for Kowloon. Boucher's punt is a high one. It's going to just pass midfield, takes a bad bounce. It'll be picked up on the 43-yard line. So good field positioning for Kowloon. They had a tough one last go. They were able to pick up around 50 yards on their last drive. So this one should be a little bit more doable. 5:19 remaining in the 1st quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Chris Beeson in the backfield. Handed to Beeson, it's gonna run right up the middle. That seems to be the trend for Kowloon on the running game. No runs on the outside, everything up the middle. See if Laverne defensively is gonna try to change things up. Gain of about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 43-yard line. Friedrichsen drops back, looks right, finds Chris Beeson open in the midfield. A nice block. Nice block by Aaron Lacombe. Frees up space in the open field. And it's going to be a 1st down. Chris Beeson has been doing everything from running up the gut for some decent yardage, and then to finding the little slot plays right there for Friedrichsen to find him his last resort and able to pick up decent yardage. They stack the left side with 3 receivers. Another handoff for Beeson. He runs to his right. There's a big hole, breaks one tackle, unable to break a second. And the chains are going to keep moving. Chris Beeson continues to run right through the Laverne defense. As we hit 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Again, they stack the left side with 3 receivers. Fredrickson throws to his right, finds his receiver. That's Aaron Lacombe, able to make his first reception of the game. Good for about 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Just a quick fade to Lacombe, pick up some yardage. 2nd and 5 now. He goes to his left. It's a wide receiver screen intended for Keyshawn Sanders, the tight end. He makes the reception. Picks up about a yard or 2. See how many they give him. It'll bring up a big 3rd down here. Kowloon within field goal positioning now. But of course, with their past 2 drives, they want to get more than just 3. 3rd and a long 1. Chris Beeson in the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fredrickson, the snap, looks right, throws right. There's his receiver, Lacombe. He breaks the tackle, goes out of bounds. And it looks as if he has picked up the 1st down, and the chains will continue to move. They're stacking up the 3 receivers to the left or to the right. They're hitting one, and the other 2 are screening. They're setting up nice wide receiver screens. But better for Kowloon is that the receivers are actually doing the damage, and Chris Beeson's going to run up the gut for a few yards. They're getting great blocking from their receivers, and they're able to march down the field. It'll bring up 2nd and around 6 to go. Ball on the Laverne 15-yard line. Chris Beeson, another handoff. Immediately met. Tackle on the play. Trevor Goulet. And it'll bring up 3rd and 4. Ball is on the 10-yard line. 3 receivers to Fredrickson's left, 1 to his right. He drops back, breaks, escapes the pocket, throws it deep in the end zone, finds his receiver. Touchdown, Kowloon. That's Josh Mooney, the wide receiver out of Santa Cruz, California, makes his 2nd reception. And that'll break open the scoreless game here in the first quarter. Drive started at the 49-yard line. Dominic Grimm in for the point after. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 1:46 remaining in the first quarter, Kowloon 7, Laverne nothing. In the first drive for Kowloon, Laverne was able to get a quick 3 and out. But the last 2 drives, Laverne's defense has been a bit shaky. We take a look here at the touchdown. Escapes the pocket, looking to his left, and finds his receiver, Josh Mooney, in the end zone. Just great wherewithal by Fredrickson to escape the pocket, knows when he's in trouble, continues to keep his eyes down the field. That's what you want out of your senior quarterback. And he was able to find Mooney in the end zone. A lot of the main core for Kowloon, seniors, played together for quite some time. And you can see the leadership positioning as well. Dominic Grimm on the kickoff. Alex Olivas to return. He's going to be met by Derek Reed.
On the return,
Good return for Laverne. They'll cross the 20-yard line,
tackle.
get some more. They'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. But for Kowloon, scoring in the first is nothing new. 42 points. 42 of their 55 points coming in the first half. And their first half scoring continues here. They're up 7-0 with 1:38 remaining in the first. Evans hands it off. That's the senior Medina. Breaks one tackle, running to his left. Gets out of bounds. Picks up close to 8 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down. Second and 2, ball on the 35-yard line. You're watching LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Laverne set up with one receiver to the right, one to the left. Medina in the backfield. Evans at quarterback. Another handoff to Medina. And immediately met that defensive line, able to penetrate the offensive line of Laverne. But Medina with the stretch was able to get just a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Receiver Grayson Klein set to his left. 2 receivers to Evans' right. This will likely be the last play of the first quarter. 30 seconds left. 7-0 Kowloon. And we'll see if we have. Laverne's going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
That's their first timeout of the ball game. Play clock was running down. And it's a big play, 3rd and 1. You got to get this yard to continue moving. Offensively, they've had nothing thus far. So Robert Fernandez was in the 2 previous drives for Laverne. Was struggling, so they bring in Michael Medina, the other senior running back, who's averaging 5 yards per carry on the season. Picked up a big 8 in his first attempt of the game. But here's the big 3 and 1. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Medina in the backfield. It's a low snap, and Evans is going to keep it himself. Runs to his right, breaks a tackle. And it's going to be close. We'll see where they spot the ball. Waiting on the positioning of the ball. And the officials are going to measure it here. There's going to be a quarterback sneak. Another delayed handoff. Fake to Medina. Kowloon this time bit a little bit. And Evans had some room to move to the right. But the defensive line for Kowloon able to recover and make the tackle. And it's going to be just short of a 1st down, as you can see right there. The ball does not cross the chains. And you can see Ty Lozano, one of the leaders defensively, is very happy on the sideline. And it looks like Laverne's going to bring out the punting unit. So 4th and inches. Ball on the 36-yard line. Deep back to receive is Richard Caceres for Kowloon. Russell Boucher has had some pretty good punts.
That is the end of the first quarter.
It's gonna bring an end to the first quarter. At the end of one, the score is Kowloon 7, Laverne nothing. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Kowloon, in their third drive of the game, was able to score on a big touchdown. Josh Mooney, his second reception, his first touchdown of the season. Laverne offensively has struggled to pick up any yardage. They have only 2 first downs on the game. Now looks like they're going to try to go for it here. 4th and inches. Ball on the 36, entering the second quarter. The handoff to Medina is not handed off. Evans keeps it himself, runs to his left, and picks up a big first down. Picks up 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 Laverne on their own 41. Grayson Klein, Josh Mooney. Three receivers to the right, none to the left. Medina in the backfield, hands it off to Medina, runs up the gut. Picks up about 2 yards if he's lucky.
Michael Medina, the ball carrier.
Good spot for Medina. It'll be 2nd and around 7 to go. Ball spotted on the 44-yard line. Grayson Klein, wide receiver in motion, runs to his right. Evans, the fake to Medina. Pump fakes, keeps it himself. Scrambles for a few yards. It's going to be short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Ball spotted right at the 50-yard line.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 to go. Josh Evans, the quarterback, able to scramble now. Just about the only thing going right for the Laverne offense. Another low snap. Evans is going to keep it himself. Tries to bullet his way in. Tackle was made by Ty Lozano. And it's going to be short of a first down. Evans is staying on the field. And it looks like they're going to try to go for it again. Excuse me, they picked up the first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line. The handoff was fake to Medina. He was tackled in the backfield. Evans runs to his right.
Evans, the ball carrier.
Is sent out of bounds. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry.
Nick Gordon making the tackle.
So if anything for Kowloon, with the game plan for Laverne right now being run, 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 they got to make sure that it's not the running back receiving the ball and Evans keeping the ball. And if they make a mistake, it's going to be a big gap for either Medina or Evans. 3 receivers to Evans left. Grayson Klein, the lone receiver, to the right. Medina will get it this time. Finds a hole right inside the offensive line. Tries to burst ahead. It's going to be short, picks up 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Medina in the back with Evans. Pair of receivers to the left, one to the right. Evans is going to keep it himself. Finds a big hole. Picks up the 1st down, and Laverne continues to move the chains with the run game. The offensive line starting to make some holes for the Laverne run game. Defensive line unable to penetrate. 10:56 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Kalu 7, Laverne nothing. Low snap, handoff to Medina is faked. Evans will keep it himself.
Evans on the keeper.
Picks up about a yard.
By Union on the play.
And it'll bring up 2nd down. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Sophomore wide receiver Grayson Klein set up to his right. A trio of Leos to the left. And it looks like Kalu's going to call a timeout. Laverne gets their second timeout. Score 7-0, 10:07 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Laverne's offense starting to get some penetration through the defensive line of Kalu. It's been Michael Medina, the running back, able to get some yardage, as well as Josh Evans. A lot of trickery plays early on. Nothing in the air thus far for Josh Evans, and Kalu trying to hold off this surge by Evans and Medina and keep Laverne at 0. Laverne sets up with 3 to the left. Empty towards the right. Michael Medina in the backfield. 2nd and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. And off to Medina, it's a fake, and Chris Boucher's wide open, and it's going to be a touchdown for Laverne. The play action fake works like a charm. Christopher Creek calls the timeout, sets up the play, and Laverne answers Kalu with a touchdown of their own. And of all people, it was Russell Boucher. You'd expect it to be Grayson Klein. Verne in for the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. The score now knotted up at 7, 9:58 remaining in the 2nd quarter. That pumps up the Laverne crowd. To take a look at the replay of the fake handoff to Medina, play action pass, and Boucher was wide open. You just knew that play action pass was going to come sooner or later, and for Kalu, they were thinking later rather than sooner. And Laverne was able to put up 7. So now Laverne with a little bit of life in them. Now kickoff. Eric Rembecki in for the kick. Chris Beeson. And Richard Caceres deep back to receive for Kalu. be Chris Beeson to receive it. He's going to take it, break another tackle, and another tackle, and keeps going, breaks another tackle, 30, and he's going to be ran out of bounds. He had nothing but green ahead of him, and it would have been a kickoff return touchdown if it wasn't for a tippy toe out on the line. Nonetheless, it's going to be another great field positioning for Kowloon. They've already passed midfield. We take a look at the replay from his right side. They've had great blocking all game long. And right there you see it. He stepped out of bounds. A little upset with himself, but he'll take that good 40 to 50 yard return. Ball's on Laverne, 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kowloon. In motion, and the pass is tipped. And Caden Clements able to fall on it. And that's going to be a big loss.
Johnson pressuring.
That sets them behind midfield now. Ball spotted on their own 46. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Friedrichsen in at QB. Out of the shotgun, drops back, looks right, throws right, finds his receiver. That's Lacombe, breaks the tackle, and is met by Gabriel Lopez. But after 2nd and 21, that sets up a manageable 3rd down conversion.
Josh Padilla making the tackle.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 6. As the ball now on the Laverne 38-yard line. Caden Clemens in the backfield. Friedrichsen drops back. Finds some pressure. Laverne trying to sack him for a 3rd time. Breaks a tackle, breaks another, throws and finds a receiver. And it's Richard Caceres, and it's good enough for a 1st down. Friedrichsen able to escape the pressure. He had 2 Laverne Leopards right in his face. Friedrichsen drops back, finds his receiver again deep, and it's going to be a touchdown to Wendell O'Brien. Just like that, Kowloon answers back. And immediately regain the lead with 7:52 in the 2nd quarter. Some Kowloon fans in the building. Dominic Grimm in on the point after.
Kick is good.
This kick is good. Kowloon 14, Laverne 7 with 7:52 remaining in the 2nd quarter. But we'll take a look at that play by Friedrichsen. Rolls it over. Diving into the end zone. Alex Olivas, who was defending on the play, just got beat in a foot race. Wendell O'Brien made 1 move to his right, turned to Olivas, and was able to find nothing in the end zone, makes the catch. Now Kowloon puts up another 7. Response to Laverne 7. And now Laverne has to answer themselves. Back to return for Laverne is Alex Olivas, along with Dejon Logan. In to kick is Dominic Grimm. Kick will be to the left. Alex Olivas will field it right around the 15-yard line. Trying to get some decent yardage. Picks up
On the return,
just over 10 yards.
27.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Laverne at the 27-yard line.
Trey Brown makes the stop.
7:46 remains in the first half. Opening matchup of SCIAC play, Division III. Visiting Cal Lutheran have a 14-7 lead over the Laverne Leopards here at Ortmeyer Stadium. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Low snap, there's Robert Fernandez, and he has a big hole to his left, runs right through a Kingsman, and picks up a first down. So after Medina got a pair of drives in the backfield, they go back to Fernandez, and Fernandez running with a chip on his shoulder on that one, picks up 10 plus. 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 44-yard line. Another handoff to Fernandez. To his left for about 5 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5. Ball spotted right at the 50-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Another handoff for Fernandez. Breaks to his left. Immediately met by Kalu. Good enough for a first down. So for Laverne, they go back to the run game, but it's been Robert Fernandez. 3 carries, 2 first downs. And they've passed midfield. Ball spotted right around the 45-yard line. Again, a handoff to Fernandez to the left. Picks up a short 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. A low snap and hold everything where there's a flag on the play.
False start, offense, right side of the line of scrimmage, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's going to set Laverne back 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 13. False start, penalizing the Leopards. They trail the Kingsmen by 7 with 5:40 remaining in the second quarter. Evans going to keep it himself, runs up the middle. There's a short gain. There's a straight QB sneak. No attempt to hand it off to Fernandez, who is in the backfield. Fernandez will head to the bench. Michael Medina in on the backfield now for Laverne. It'll bring up 3rd and 11. We'll see here as it's spotted on the 46 if Laverne goes to the air game. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. There's the snap. A fake handoff. Evans scrambles to his left, runs out of bounds. Well short of the first down, and it'll bring up 4th. The only hope there is that Kalu bites with the 3 receivers on the right and shift over just a few, and Evans has some room to run on the left side, but Kalu did not bite and was able to run Josh Evans right out of bounds after he picked up about 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 9. Boucher is in to punt, and Richard Caceres is back to receive. 4:28 remaining in the second quarter. Kalu with a 14-7 lead. This one's going to bounce into the end zone. And Kalu's offense will get back on the field, scoring on their past 2 drives. have done it in the air, and Friedrichsen able to scramble and find his receivers. Found Josh Mooney back in the first quarter for a touchdown, and then found Wendell O'Brien for their second touchdown. So Kowloon marches their offense back on the field. Kowloon's been able to do it in the air and on the ground. Chris Beeson, their running back, has been able to tally up some yardage on the game. He's set up with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Friedrichsen looks left, finds Cassarson, and is tackled out of bounds. Richard Caceres. Picks up about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Ball spotted on the 22-yard line. Four minutes remaining in the second quarter. The fake handoff, play action pass, and he finds Wendell O'Brien in midfield. The 6'2" senior out of Bayside, New York, was able to find himself open. And they're going no huddle here. Friedrichsen with the snap, drops back, looks right, hurls it deep to his right, and he finds his receiver. It's Aaron Lacombe, and it's another touchdown for Kowloon. The Kowloon fans here who made it out to Ortmeyer Stadium are celebrating that one right there. All 3 touchdowns have been in the air, and they have been beautiful ones. Dominic Grimm in on the point after. And he's gonna miss it to the right. Point after is no good. The score is 20-7 Kowloon. Had the big pass to Wendell O'Brien to get them at midfield, and then you had the 50-yard pass. Here's the look. Deep to the right. Makes the catch easily over Gabriel Lopez, who is in on defense. So now Laverne trying to answer back. They have 3:32 to put up some points here in the second quarter. Don't want to get behind too early. And for Kowloon, they want to stop him right here. Friedrichsen had 4 touchdowns in his last game. Has 3 touchdowns today, so looking to equal his total from last week and perhaps surpass it. Leads Skyac with 9 touchdowns now. There's the kickoff from Grimm. Dejon Logan to receive. Picks it up at the 10-yard line, breaks to his right at the 20, surpasses the 30, runs out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So a nice 23-yard return for Dejon Logan. And Laverne sets up shop, 1st and 10 on their own 33. 3:24 remaining in the second quarter. You're watching LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Josh Evans, the junior quarterback, trying to lead this team back. They trail by 13. Have 3 and some chains, and of course if they score, they will start the second half with the ball as well. Almost a false start. Delayed fake handoff. Josh Evans has nowhere to go, and it's going to be a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. And now a flag comes in late. Officials will gather together. Evans was signaling as if it was on Kalu. We'll see. Ball still spotted.
There is no foul for unnecessary roughness. The player was engaged and blocked into the offensive player.
So unnecessary roughness was revoked. And it'll bring up 2nd and 12. Ball on the 32-yard line. 3 receivers to Evans left. Robert Fernandez in the backfield. 2:54 remaining in the second quarter. Evans will get it. He'll run it himself to the right. Finds a small hole for about 3 yards. Ball spotted around the 35-yard line. Evans is slow to get up. He'll get some help from his teammate along with one of the referees.
Timeout. California Lutheran. First charge timeout.
And Kalu's going to call the timeout. And for Kalu calling a timeout here, that's their first of the halves. They have 2 remaining. They want to stop the clock here and stop Laverne on a big 3rd down play. And their hope is to add some more points before going into the half. It'll be 3rd and 8 on Laverne's own 34-yard line. They set up 3 receivers to the left, and Grayson Klein to the right. Jerome Hull, the lone defender on Klein. But Evans hasn't even looked his way. Fernandez empties the backfield. Evans going to fake to Fernandez, finds a big hole up the middle. It's good for a 1st down and is brought down right at midfield. So you spread out the field a little bit. Offensive line able to open up the hole, and Evans has some turf in front of him. 1st and 10, ball on the 50. Play action pass. Evans going to keep it himself, scrambles to his left, and will run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Got 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. It's another 1st down for Laverne.
Another 1st down.
And Laverne trying to put up some points. Two receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Evans looks, throws in the middle. Incomplete, intended for Dejon Logan. Evans stepped up in the pocket, was nearly hit by Caden Mowry, defensive lineman for the Kingsmen. That was just the 5th pass attempt all game long for Evans. Not unusual to have low attempts. Had 16 in each of the first 2 games. Hurls one deep to the left, and the pass is going to be tipped, and it looks like Laverne's going to catch a break. Might be pass interference down around the 10-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
That's going to be a huge pass interference on the defensive back, Obasi Deese. 15-yard penalty, 1:34 remaining, automatic 1st down for Laverne. One of the rare times that Laverne goes to the air. As we take a look. Look pretty close. Like it has hands on him. Nonetheless, Laverne benefits. Evans looks to the air again, finds Boucher, and Boucher breaks the tackle and finds the end zone for a second time. And the Laverne crowd gets a little more excited as their team inches within a one-score game. For the first time, Laverne went 3 consecutive passes. They had a completion, they had a pass interference, and then they had the touchdown reception as the kick is up and good. It'll bring the score 20-14 with 1:27 remaining in the first half. Coach is upset on the Kowloon sideline. Take a look at the sling by Evans. And Boucher able to break the tackle. That was Christian Rivers with the attempt to wrap up his legs. Unable to do so. And Boucher, who had no touchdowns coming into the game. You have the ULV pep band trying to get the crowd excited, get the players excited. 20-14 Kowloon leads. 1:27 remaining in the first half. Chris Beeson back at the 5-yard line, will take it himself. Breaks towards his left. And it'll be met. It's another decent return for Kowloon. 32 yards on the return. Special teams have struggled all season long for Laverne. And of course, when you have teams getting decent field positioning, it makes it that much more difficult to hold them defensively. 1:15 remaining in the first half. Kowloon 20, Laverne 14. Fredrickson drops back. He's going to scramble, looks left. He's going to decide to run it himself. He gets the first down. There's a flag in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to be a hold.
Offense, number 76, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Daniel Avila on the hold. ULV softball team in attendance today, trying to cheer on their fellow Leopards. Big matchup here between Kowloon. So 1st and 20. The handoff to Beeson. Picks up around 2 yards. As the clock continues to chip away, we're under a minute remaining here in the first half. Ball spotted on the 22. 35 seconds remaining. 2 receivers to Fredrickson's right, 1 to his left. It's another handoff to Chris Beeson. And Alex Olivas able to wrap him up before he breaks another one. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Kowloon had 2 timeouts remaining, but they're not gonna elect to use any here. We'll see if they just let the clock run out. And that's exactly what they'll do. That'll end the first half. Kowloon with a 20-14 lead over Laverne. But Laverne able to find the end zone a pair of times. Russell Boucher, the recipient, has 2 touchdown receptions on the game, 60 total yards, averaging 30 yards per reception. Josh Evans, leading the team in rushing, has 70 yards on the ground, averaging about just over 4 per carry. Robert Fernandez has only 5 carries on the game, but as of recently has been able to average around 6 yards per carry. As we take a look at the Cal Lu visiting stats, Friedrichsen, 16 for 18 completions, has 186 yards on the game already, 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. He hit Aaron Lacombe for 1, he hit Wendell O'Brien for another, and then Josh Mooney back in the first quarter for the opening score of the game. Rushing-wise, Chris Beeson has 8 attempts for 35 yards, averaging 4.4 yards per game. His longest run was 13. Cal Lu was able to open up the game in the first quarter. Found Josh Mooney for 7. Laverne was able to answer back. Chris Boucher, a little play action pass to the end zone. And then Cal Lu right away put up another touchdown. You remember the big pass that met him at the 50-yard line, and then Wendell O'Brien able to break Alex Olivas into the end zone for their second score of the game. Laverne unable to capitalize on some penalties in their next drive after that. It was 14-7 Cal Lu. Cal Lu got the possession again and was able to put up another 6 points. That was when he hit Aaron Lacombe for the big 50-yard strike from midfield. Gabriel Lopez unable to defend him on the right outside line. It put up another 6, but only 6 as the point after by Dominic Grimm was missed just to the right. But then Laverne answered back with a few air plays as they had a few in the end zone to Chris Boucher again to make it 20-14. At the end of 2, the score is Cal Lu 20, Laverne 14. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Simple as
1, 2, 3.
Number 1.
Avocados fill you up.
Avocados contain unsaturated fats, good fats your body needs to help with the absorption of key nutrients.
Me hungry right now.
Number 2.
Avocados are good for you.
Avocados are naturally cholesterol and sodium free, plus they contain nearly 20 vitamins and nutrients.
Me need vitamins and nutrients. And number 3, avocado delicious.
Try avocados in place of ingredients higher in saturated fat. Avocados taste great in sandwiches, salads, and even in baked goods like cookies.
Avocado cookies. This match made in heaven.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Let's hit those pearly whites, man. Yeah. Boys, check it. Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What could you lose in a home fire? Your possessions? Your home? Your memories? Don't let your world go up in smoke. Make sure you have working smoke alarms and practice an escape plan for you and your loved ones, because fire is everyone's fight.
Welcome back to Ortmeyer Stadium. I'm Billy Lopez. Second half is just about to get started. We take a look. It's been a pretty even matchup. 211 yards total for Cal-Lu to 174 for Laverne, but it's been different styles. For Cal-Lu, it's been the passing game, 186 yards, and for Laverne, it's been the rushing, 114. The kickoff is up, and it's going to be taken by Alex Olivas. He will have some trouble, scrambles to his left, surpasses the 20-yard line. He'll be right around the 25-yard line. We'll see where they officially spot it. It'll be 1st and 10 for Laverne. Spotted at the 28-yard line. Laverne with 1:27 left in the first half was able to score on a 25-yard pass to Russell Boucher to make it a 20-14 game. And now with the score here, could possibly take the lead. Evans, the quarterback, will hand it off. Immediately met right up the middle. Robert Fernandez on the carry. Fernandez, 31 yards total in the first half. Josh Evans, the quarterback, has 70 yards on the ground game. But of course, in that last drive to end the first half, Robert Fernandez saw a lot of more possessions as he finds another one here. Can't break a tackle, will fall down, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6. Laverne on the season is averaging 155 yards rushing. Coming into the second half, they were at 114 yards. They set up with Dejon Logan on the left and a pair of receivers on the right. Low snap, Josh Evans looks to Dejon Logan, and Logan can't handle it. The pass is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. It'll be 4th and 7 on the 31-yard line. It's only the 6th pass attempt of the game for Evans and Laverne. And it's going to be a quick 3 and out to start the second half. Deep back to receive is Richard Caceres, the 5'7" senior out of Irvine, California. Russell Boucher in for Laverne to punt. A nice booming punt. And Caceres calls for the fair catch. Fair catch is made right at the 27-yard line. And now the Cal-Lu offense led by senior quarterback Adam Friedrichsen will head on to the field. Friedrichsen came into the game with 6 touchdowns, the first in SCIAC play. Has added to that total. He has 3 on the game for a total of 9 on the season. to only 1 interception. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Fake handoff to Beeson. Finds his receiver. Good enough for a first down. Aaron Lacombe makes the reception. And it'll be 1st and 10. Right at the 45-yard line. Handoff to Chris Beeson up the middle, and there's a big hole into the Laverne secondary, tackled by Alex Avilas. But it's another first down for Kalu. Kalu's been able to pick up yardage and pick it up quickly, whereas Laverne has had to draw out the slow, methodical drive. Here's another handoff for Chris Beeson. This time, the Laverne defensive line does its job and holds him to a minimal gain. Beeson only picks up 1 yard right there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Chris Beeson had 35 yards rushing in the first half. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Friedrichsen drops back. Play action pass, scrambles to his right, throws right, tries to find Lacombe, but he couldn't get a foot in bounds. And so it'll be incomplete. But once again, Friedrichsen's showing that he's got the ability to scramble out of the pocket and still keep his eyes downfield. More importantly, the Kalu receivers, after they're done running their routes, they continue to find ways to get open. And right there, it was a near catch for Aaron Lacombe. 3rd and 9 on the Laverne 42-yard line. Friedrichsen drops back, looks right, throws right, looking for Lacombe. He dives, Kent makes the catch. Alex Olivas was in on the defense. Lacombe was looking for a pass interference. He's going to walk back slowly to the sideline. And it'll bring up 4th down. 11:58 remaining. We take a look at that play again. Kalu wanted pass interference. They thought Alex Olivas was holding the jersey. Pass was still a little too far to reach, and here comes the punting unit for Kalu. It's a booming punt high. Fair catch is made by Torrey Hilbert, sophomore. And Laverne will take over. It'll be the 2nd drive of the 2nd half for Laverne. They trail by 6. Kalu with a 20-14 lead. 11:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. The ball is spotted on their own 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Robert Fernandez in on the backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Low snap for Evans. And it'll be handed off to Fernandez, who piles his way through. Still won't go down. The officials will finally blow it dead. Coming into the game, Robert Fernandez was leading the team in rushing at 160 yards on the season, averaging 80 per game. Entering the 2nd half, he only had 31. Second down, Evans gonna keep it himself. He'll pick up a few yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Just short of a 1st down. Ball spotted on the Laverne 12. 3rd and 4 to go. Grayson Klein, the sophomore receiver, to the left, and a trio of Leopards to the right. Robert Fernandez empties the backfield, Can't handle the catch. They were trying to set up a screen for Fernandez. Unable to get his hands on the play, and we have an injured player for Cal-Lu. That's Freddie Barnes, offensive lineman. Senior out of Pasadena. Excuse me, defensive lineman. With 10:26 remaining, we'll have a little injury timeout. Cal-Lu 20, Laverne 14. So far, second half, it's been a stalemate. Cal-Lu unable to capitalize, and Laverne unable to capitalize as well. And it looks like Freddie Barnes, so take a look at the replay. Like his right leg right there is going to be helped off the field by a few of his teammates. That's Ryan Munoz and Dominic Grimm. And he's got to be carried off the field, so that can't be good for Cal-Lu. We'll see if that has anything to do with the defense later on. Cal-Lu's defensive line has been strong all game long, has kind of limited Laverne. Back to receive. The punt is Richard Caceres. Boucher booms it, and Caceres receives it at midfield. Breaks a tackle, runs to his right. Cuts back left. Still won't go down and is finally brought down. A lot of movement, but it wasn't towards the north. It was more east-west movement. And so it's just a short 5-yard gain. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Cal-Lu. .10 remaining in the third quarter. The receiver in motion. They hand it off to him, running to his right. Breaks a tackle. Alex Olivas couldn't wrap him up. That's Wendell O'Brien coming from his left in motion. Picks it up. Will pick up nothing. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Friedrichsen, meanwhile, has surpassed 200 yards in the air. Drops back, looks left, throws left, and is just out of the reach of Josh Mooney. Mooney, the senior receiver out of Santa Cruz, made the first touchdown reception back with 1:46 remaining in the first quarter. That put up Cal-Lu 7-0 early on. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Laverne's sideline trying to get the crowd engaged a little bit. Big 3rd down play here. 2 receivers to the left. Josh Mooney, the receiver, is in motion. Now runs to his right. 3 to the right. Friedrichsen looks and finds his receiver, Wendell O'Brien. It's going to be another 1st down. It's actually Richard Caceres on the catch. And Cal-Lu right on the doorstep of the red zone. Ball spotted on the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Handoff to Chris Beeson, and he was immediately met by Austin Brown. mean, as soon as Fredrickson was able to hand that ball off, Beeson saw Brown right in his face. That brings up 2nd and 11. Only lost a yard. Fredrickson drops back, looks right, lets it fly, and is just out of the reach of Aaron Lacombe. Lacombe had that big 50-yard reception back in the first half. Nearly gets another reception right there for a touchdown. There was a flag in the backfield. We'll see if that sets Kalu back, and it will. It's going to be a 10-yard holding call. And it'll be 2nd and 21. Ball spotted on the Laverne 35-yard line. 8:27 remaining in the third quarter. 20-14 Cal Lutheran. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Fredrickson drops back, finds his receiver in Lacombe. Picks up about 10 yards on the reception to try to get a somewhat maintainable 3rd down here. We'll bring up 3rd and 11. Ball spotted on the 25-yard line. Cal Lu continues to go no huddle. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Play action pass. Fredrickson escapes the pocket. He's going to take it himself. He's going to break a tackle and is just short of getting into the end zone. But we'll see, there was a flag all the way in the backfield. If that's on Cal Lu, that's going to hurt them, because that would have set up 1st and goal. Fredrickson unable to scramble in the first half for some rushing yards.
There are
Able to
2
do it
fouls
there.
on the play. Personal foul, face mask, defense. Holding, offense. Those fouls will offset. We'll replay the down.
So somewhat of a break for Laverne. The penalties will offset. They're going to replay the down. And it'll bring up 3rd and 11. Cal Lu trying to extend their 1-possession lead into a 2-possession lead. Fredrickson finds Lacombe, diving to his right, makes the catch, is going to be short of a 1st down. It'll bring up 4th. We'll see if Cal Lu wants to bring in the field goal unit. Fredrickson is lobbying on the field to go for it. If they go for it, it's going to be 4th and about 2. And it looks like Fredrickson's going to win the battle. He'll stay on the field, and the offense is going to try to go for it. It'll be the first 4th down that Cal Lu tries to go for. Fredrickson looks left, finds the pressure, and is sacked. Dalton Johnson, the senior, was the first one to get to Fredrickson. And for Laverne, it's a huge sack. And that might push Cal Lu out of the field goal position as well. Laverne crowd getting excited. Fredrickson trying to escape. Unable to do so. Jose Aguero able to get to him.
Josh Evans, keeper.
Verne takes over on downs. Josh Evans kept it himself, trying to add to his 70 yards on the ground rushing. Three receivers set to the left, one to the right. Michael Medina in the backfield. Evans throws it to his right. Grayson Klein wanted a pass interference. He got the flag.
Pass was
Defense,
intended
number
for
31. 10-yard
Grayson
penalty,
Klein.
automatic, first down.
Automatic first down. Laverne being the recipient of a few penalties going their way. Yet to see if they can capitalize on it yet. They still trail Cal-Lu by 6. Evans the handoff to Medina. Runs up the middle. Picks up a few yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 7. 5:37 remaining in the third quarter. Josh Evans, the junior quarterback, trying to lead Laverne back into this one's going to keep it himself. Runs to his right. Gets to midfield, but is still a few yards short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Corey Eddington on the tackle. That's about a 3rd and 3.
Evans at 74 yards rushing. Leading Laverne in that category. The crowd chants defense for Cal-Lu. Evans is going to be short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1. Evans wants to stay on the field. Looks like his lobbying effort will fall short, and the punting unit will come on. Laverne gambled on a 4th down once. They were able to convert on it. That eventually led to the 25-yard touchdown pass to Russell Boucher to make the game 20-14. Deep back to receive is Richard Caceres for Cal-Lu. And hold everything. There's a flag.
Kicking team, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So a delay of game on Laverne. Set them back 5 yards. Could be a strategic move to give Boucher a little bit more leg room, trying to pin them into the 10-yard line. They were able to pin them into the 5. If you remember, back in the first quarter, Cal-Lu started on their own 4-yard line. Caceres is able to scoop it up just before the 20-yard line. Spin move to get to the 27-yard line. There's a flag in the backfield. It's just about a 10-yard gain. Cal-Lu will take over on offense.
On the tackle.
Illegal block in the back. On the return team, number 6, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So what was a 10-yard gain is going to be negated as Jerome Hall, the sophomore out of Los Angeles, had an illegal block in the back. And now Cal-Lu's going to have to work to score on this one. Ball spotted on their own 14-yard line. 3:49 remaining in the third quarter. Friedrichsen hands it off to Chris Beeson up the middle. Beeson picks up about 5 yards.
You need about 2 yards on the play. Hunter Johnson making the tackle.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. Beeson only picked up 3. Still leading Kowloon in rushing. The play action pass. Fredrikson's in trouble. He's got to spin his way out of trouble, throws it to the sideline, evades another sack. That was Cameron Graham, who got in past the offensive line, put the pressure on Fredriksson, and forced him to throw it out. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. He goes to the one to the right, finds Lacombe for another first down catch right at the 50-yard line. Have yourself a game, Aaron Lacombe. He is now over 100 yards receiving. Is averaging just about 20 yards per reception.
First and 10, Kowloon.
With 3:04 remaining in the third quarter. Take a look at Lacombe on that last reception. Kowloon up 20-14. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3 Laverne Community Television. Injury timeout with 3:04 remaining in the third. And for Laverne, it's Austin Brown, the junior out of San Diego, who is on his back, getting his legs stretched out. And that's one of the key players for Laverne on the defensive side. A few players will go out there and see if they have to carry him off. So Austin Brown's going to hobble off with some help from Marcus Blevins and Zane Musinger. Unable to put any weight on that left foot. Back to the game, 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. Kowloon trying to extend their 6-point lead here in the third quarter. 3 minutes remaining. And it's going to be an offsides. Look like it was Kyle Kelly, defensive lineman, who jumped early.
Offsides with contact on the defense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Makes it 1st and 5 on Laverne's 45-yard line. Fredriksson drops back. A little toss to Chris Beeson. It's a big block. It will pick up the first down. And it looks like he was hurt on that play. That's Connor Johnson, the linebacker. He's going to hobble, crawl off the field to the sideline. And to make things worse, Laverne's called for roughing the passer on Dalton Johnson. And now Kowloon and their sideline is all fired up. Take a look at the replay. There was the block on Connor Johnson. Ball spotted on the 19-yard line. Kowloon in the red zone yet again. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Chris Beeson in the backfield. Friedrichsen on play action, steps up in the pocket, scrambles out of the pocket, looks in the end zone, narrowly misses his receiver. He was looking for Josh Mooney. It would have been Mooney's second touchdown of the game and the fourth touchdown pass by Friedrichsen. But it'll just be 2nd and 10. Two minutes, 11 seconds remain in the third quarter. Kowloon trying to extend their 6-point lead. Friedrichsen escapes the pressure out of the pocket, scrambles to his right. There's a flag in the backfield. He throws it out of bounds. And another flag's gonna come out. And it looks like that last flag's gonna be on Kowloon. We'll see what the first flag was on. For Laverne, when they finally are able to break the offensive line and get pressure on Friedrichsen, he's just able to scramble out of the way.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense, number 70. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 95. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
That's Cameron Graham, who got the unsportsmanlike conduct. Ball on the Laverne 15-yard line. Friedrichsen, delay handoff, looking in the end zone. He's got a wide open receiver. It is Wendell O'Brien, his second of the game. And for Adam Friedrichsen, it's his 4th touchdown pass of the game. And Kowloon has extended their 6-point lead. Dominic Grimm in on the point after. Grimm's kick is up and good. Score is now 27 Cal Lutheran, 14 Laverne, 150 remaining in the third quarter. Friedrichsen with 4 touchdowns on the night, now has 10 total. Good enough for first in SCIAC play. Wendell O'Brien making his 2nd touchdown reception of the game. And for O'Brien, that's now his 5th touchdown on the year. That's also first in SCIAC. Dominic Grimm to kick off. Alex Olivas and Dejon Logan in the back to return. Oliveras breaks the tackle to his left and is tackled right at the 45-yard line. Alex Olivas finally able to get a decent return, and he's having some trouble getting up. He's going to get up and he's going to hobble, and now he's going to fall back down. Looks like it's his right ankle. Trainers are trying to stretch it out real quick. It was a great return on the kickoff. Sets up Laverne nicely right at the 45-yard line. Gain of just about 35 yards. But for Olivas, if he is injured, which he's going to walk it off himself, that could hurt Laverne defensively as well. Now Laverne takes over offensively. Robert Fernandez in on the backfield with Josh Evans. They have a pair of receivers to the right and one to the left. Laverne trails 27-14, 1:41 remaining in the third. Evans fakes the handoff to Fernandez, finds his receiver, that's Dejon Logan. First reception of the game, good enough for a first down. Dejon Logan, one of our players to watch, had 6 receptions coming in to the game, averaging 56.5 yards per game. Finally gets his first one there. As here's a handoff to Robert Fernandez. Unable to bring him down, finally goes down. It'll be no gain on the play. And it'll bring up second down. Clock ticks under 50 seconds in the third. Tight end in motion, runs to his right. You're gonna have a pair of flags fly out. That was Michael Brown, offensive lineman, moving just a bit too early. Thinks it's 2nd and 15. Verne has had some success in the air. We'll see if they try to continue to go there. Josh Evans finds Robert Fernandez wide open to the right. He hurdles over the defender, Ty Lozano. Falls out of bounds. Picks up about 7, and it'll be 3rd and 8. "17 seconds remain in the third quarter. Cal-Lu 27, Laverne 14. Laverne's offense needs to convert here on 3rd and 9. That'll have to see if they're able to convert when we come back in the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, the score is Cal-Lu 27, Laverne 14. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. For Josh Evans and Laverne, the passing game has been somewhat a little bit better. They only had 5 attempts in the first half. In the third quarter alone, they had 4. So they nearly doubled their total. Josh Evans has 79 yards in the air, averaging about 8.8 yards per reception. Rushing wides, Evans also able to add 10 yards to his 70-yard total in the first half for 80 yards in the game. But for Cal-Lu, they were able to put up 7 in the third quarter and have extended their lead. So here it is, 3rd and 9, beginning of the fourth quarter. And it's going to be a play action, trying to find Evans, and it's going to be picked off. They tried to have a nice fake play, but it was Lucas Quinn, the defensive back out of Moore Park, California, who picked it off. Caleb Johnson, the tight end, was in motion. Picked it up from Evans. It looked like it was going to be an end-around run. Evans went out to receive. But Lucas Quinn was just too tall for Evans and just out-jumped him. And now here's Fredrickson and Cal Lou's offense trying to find a receiver deep down the field. Pass was intended for Aaron Lacombe, and it was broken up by Arthur Romero. Second and 10, ball on Cal Lou's 22-yard line. Play action, fake handoff to Beeson. Fredrickson runs to his right, finds his receiver. That's Josh Mooney. Good enough for a first down, but there's a flag in the back.
Play.
Holding. Offense, number 69. Half of this is the goal line. Replay second down.
That's going to penalize Cal Lou. It'll bring him back. What was a first down reception is going to be now second down. And 18. Cal Lou sets up with three receivers to the right. Josh Mooney in motion, goes to the left. They even him out two apiece on the sides. In the backfield is Beeson, who makes the reception, picks up a few yards. And it'll bring up 3rd and 15. Just under 14 minutes remaining in the game. Laverne desperately needing to stop Cal Lou here and try to put up some points offensively if they want to keep up. Chris Beeson in the backfield along with the quarterback, Adam Fredrickson. Fredrickson throws right and it's picked off. And he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown on the pick six by Torrey Hilbert. Torrey Hilbert, the sophomore out of Long Beach, picks off Fredrickson, takes it into the end zone. And that'll wake up the Laverne home crowd. Eric Rembecki in on the point after. Kick is up, and it's good. You're watching LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts?
The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back to Ortmeyer Stadium. Verne with the pick six by Torrey Hilbert is back in this ball game. They kick off to Kalu, and they're gonna finally hold back Chris Beeson on the return, pin him behind the 20-yard line. Scores now 27-21. Kalu trying to extend their lead to a more comfortable position. Their star quarterback, Friedrichsen, just committed the first turnover of the game, and it costed them. Hand off to Chris Beeson up the middle, trying to move the pile, and without going down, they're gonna blow it down. Austin Brown, who was injured in the third quarter, is back on the field, makes the tackle. It'll bring up second. Second down and 7, ball spotted on the 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Friedrichsen drops back, looks right, scrambles up the middle. He's gonna take it himself. Darts over the 25-yard line, and it's gonna be good enough for a first down. .30 remaining in the game. 27-21 Kalu. It was just Friedrichsen's second interception of the game. But it was a costly one, as Torrey Hilbert had his first pick six of the season. Friedrichsen finds pressure, unable to go down, and is finally sacked. That's Derek Nubia, a 6-foot senior out of Carson, California. Able to sack him. Trevor Goulet was able to put the pressure on him initially. 2nd and 16. Friedrichsen drops back and is sacked again, and the ball's loose, and Laverne recovers. Trevor Goulet foul on it. And Laverne is going to be in great field positioning. A pair of turnovers by Adam Friedrichsen. One on the pick six, and this one on the fumble after the sack. The crowd is back into it. The sideline's back into it. 27-21, 11:20 remaining in the game. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Michael Medina in the backfield. Evans hands it off to Medina. Breaks 1 tackle up the gut. Pushes his way inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Another handoff. The chains are moving. It'll be 1st and goal. 10:55 remaining. Another quick handoff. Michael Medina trying to get in the end zone. And he does. Touchdown, Laverne. And barring a point after, Laverne could take the lead. Michael Medina, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. Eric Rembecki in on the point after. Kick is up and is good, and Laverne has come back and taken the lead, 28-27. 10:46 remaining in the fourth. They were going no huddle, handed off to Michael Medina, kept those legs moving, dove into the end zone. And the Laverne crowd is pumped. Everyone on their feet cheering on this team. Kalu on the sideline, trying to regain composure. Their star quarterback making 2 consecutive turnovers. Interception and a fumble. The only 2 turnovers in the game, and they've cost Kalu. Laverne able to score on both of them. With 10:46 remaining in the game, Laverne will kick off to Kalu. Kalu trailing for the first time. Eric Rembecki boots it. Chris Beeson receives it. Passes the 20-yard line and the 25-yard line and is met by Matthew Scott in on the tackle. A trio of Kingsmen to the left, one to the right. Beeson in the backfield. It's a screen play to Josh Mooney. The pass is complete and a decent gain for the Kingsmen. Picks up around 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And with that pass, Fredrickson has eclipsed the 300-yard total in the air. It's a handoff to Chris Beeson. He spin moves, hurdles one, and is going to be dragged out of bounds, but not before picking up a first down and more. Derek Nubia finally got to him. It was the 3rd Laverne defender that finally forced Beeson out of bounds. For Beeson, he is now in over 60 yards rushing. Fredrickson, quick throw to Josh Mooney, sets up the screenplay. The pass was low, and so Mooney kind of falls on it, but still picks up about 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Ball spotted on the Laverne 47 as Kalu is now past midfield. Fredrickson drops back, errors it to Josh Mooney down the left sideline, complete right at the 30-yard line. First and 10 on the Laverne 28. Hand it off to Chris Beeson for no gain. In on the tackle was Connor Johnson. One of the rare times that Beeson was unable to have his way with the Laverne defense. 2nd and 11. Fredrickson drops back, looking in the end zone for his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. Alex Olivas on the coverage. Pass was intended for Wendell O'Brien. And there's going to be an injury in the backfield. That's Fernando Garcia, defensive lineman for Laverne. He's grabbing at his left knee. 8:20 remaining in the game. Kowloon trying to regain the lead that they've held since the first quarter with 1:28 remaining in it, when Fredrickson was able to find Josh Mooney in the end zone. Garcia, the injured Leopard, on the field. Is being attended to. For Kowloon, though, they'll continue to march down the field. Josh Mooney's having himself a ball game. He's got 5 receptions for 38 yards. Fredrickson is 27 for 37, 331 yards total. That's the most yards he's had in a game this season. So for the senior quarterback out of Westlake Village, is off to a tremendous start in SCIAC play, but his team trails 28-27 and is in danger of dropping to 0-1 in SCIAC and 2-1 overall. For Laverne, they try to get off to a 1-0 start in SCIAC, 2-1 overall. And for Laverne, as Fernando Garcia is helped off the field, unable to put weight on that left foot. For Laverne, they're trying to defeat Kowloon. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Fredrickson drops back. They brought the pressure. The pass is incomplete. And Alex Olivas again on the coverage. Pass was intended for Wendell O'Brien. And Wendell O'Brien is getting visibly frustrated now. After the pass was incomplete, he grabbed the leg of Alex Olivas. The refs let it go. And now 4th and 11. Offense is going to stay on the field. And of course, you have confidence in Fredrickson to air it for 11 plus. But you also have confidence in your defense to hold Laverne. Fredrickson looking deep. Finds his receiver, Aaron Lacombe. And the Kowloon faithful is now standing to their feet as Kowloon is in on the 10-yard line. You take a look at the replay right there, right down the center of the field. Fredrickson, it's a low snap. He's got trouble with it, gets it out in time, and it's going to be pass interference. And that's going to be a tough break for Laverne. Alex Olivas was holding the jersey of Wendell O'Brien. I believe it's going to be on him, judging by his body language. But he's saying that Wendell O'Brien pushed him first.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So now Kowloon will get it 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. The lone receiver to the right in an I formation. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, who can't go anywhere. And so the Laverne wall is good enough right there on 1st down. On the last pass interference, the pass was going to be sailing out of bounds. But for Alex Olivas, unable to turn his head around and see where the pass was going, thought he had to grab Wendell O'Brien, and it cost him. Again, 2nd and goal. It's a halfback sweep to Chris Beeson, who can't get around to the right side. And it's going to be a loss of some yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down. Darren Hooks on the tackle. And now it's 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line. 6:30 remaining in the game. Laverne 28, Kowloon 27. 3 receivers to Fredrickson's left, 1 to his right. Fredrickson drops back, looks left, is getting pressure, throws it in the end zone, and it is nearly picked off. Andrew Camargo, the freshman out of Covina, nearly picked it off in the end zone. That would have been the third turnover of the game and 2nd interception by Fredrickson, but it is not, and it's 4th down, and it's going to be up to the field goal unit to give Kowloon the lead with 6:06 remaining in the 4th and final quarter. We take a look at it right there. Had it in his grips, and then it came loose. And that's going to be a delay of game on Kowloon. That's going to bring them back a few yards. We'll see if that has anything to do with Dominic Grimm, the kicker. Whole game on his shoulders at the moment. 6:06 remaining in the game. 28-27 Laverne. The kick is up, and it is no good. It is wide right. And the Laverne faithful comes out of their seats. The sideline is excited. They were able to withhold the surge by Kowloon. And for Dominic Grimm, he missed it to the right. If you remember, he missed a point after to the right. That's the reason why it's a 28-27 game. And Laverne takes over at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Take a look at the replay. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Robert Fernandez in the backfield. They hand it off to him. He cuts back to his left and picks up a nice gain of about 5 yards, and it'll bring 2nd down and 5. As the clock continues to trim down, it is now 5:30 remaining in the game. Expect Laverne to try to run the ball, chew up as much clock as they can. Play clock down to 8. Another handoff to Robert Fernandez. He's going to bully his way for about 3 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and 3. Five minutes remaining in the game. 3rd and 3. Ball spotted on the 27-yard line. And the Kowloon sideline chanting defense. A big 3rd down play here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fernandez on the carry, and it's going to be Josh Evans on the keep. And he's going to be held back for a 4th down. There's an injured player on the floor. That's Tyler Baeza, the junior out of Pomona. Got up to his legs himself. He's going to walk off by himself, so that's a good sign. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the game, and the punting unit for Laverne will come on. Unable to get a first down. 4th and 3 on their own 27. Back to receive is Richard Caceres, the senior receiver out of Irvine. Has had a nice ball game thus far. Boucher with a booming punt. Caceres has to run all the way back. It's over his head. It takes a favorable bounce. Caceres picks it up, and now he's going to run it, and he is met before he reaches the 20-yard line. +60 yard punt. And Cal Lou is going to have to go a long ways if they want to regain the lead. 3:54 remaining in the game. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Fredrickson drops back, escapes pressure up the middle, finds Wendell O'Brien. Good enough for a first down. Fredrickson now at 353 yards passing. Wendell O'Brien over 80 yards receiving. Fredrickson drops back, finds Chris Beeson in the empty field. Good enough for about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Three minutes remaining in the game. Fredrickson looks left, escapes the pressure, scrambles to his left, going to keep it himself, tries to make his way to the first down marker, is unable to do so. That'll bring up 3rd down, and there's not too many people sitting down anymore in the stands on this big 3rd down play. 2:30 remaining in the game. 3rd and 6. Fredrickson drops back, looks up the middle, can't find his receiver. It was intended for Wendell O'Brien. The pass was thrown behind him. And Cal Lou is going to bring out the punting unit. 2:21 remaining in the game. 28-27, Laverne. Back to receive is Gabriel Lopez. The punt is up. It's a good one. And that'll pin Laverne inside the 20. For Cal Lou, they're going to need their defense to come up big if they want to have another shot at taking this ball game. 2:08 remaining in the game. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Laverne with a narrow 1-point lead. Josh Evans hands it off to Robert Fernandez, runs wide to the left. There's a flag on the play. Fernandez bullies his way for about 2 yards. Fernandez on the game. has 46 yards rushing.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
A big holding on Tyler Baeza, the offensive lineman, trying to create an edge for Robert Fernandez on the left side, and it's going to send Laverne back 10 yards. First and 20. Clock continues to chew away. 1:44 remaining. Evans hands it off to Fernandez, and Fernandez piles his way to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 16. And Kowloon will call their first timeout. They've got 2 remaining. Trying to stop the clock. They stop it at 1:34. Entering the second half, it was a 2014 Kowloon game. Wendell O'Brien found the end zone on a 14-yard pass from Fredrickson that put Kowloon up 27-14. And at that moment, it looked like Kowloon was just going to take over the game and run with it. But then their senior quarterback got picked off by Torrey Hilbert. The 20-yard pick six with 13:22 remaining in the fourth brought Laverne within a one-possession game. And then the next drive, Fredrickson would fumble, and Laverne would capitalize on the 9-yard rush by Michael Medina to give them the 28-27 lead. Second down and 17, ball on the 20-yard line. 1:34 remaining in the game. 3 receivers to the left. Robert Fernandez in the backfield, breaks one tackle, and tries to push the pile forward. And before going down, it'll be blown down, and it'll bring up third down. And Kowloon will call their second timeout. They've got 1 remaining. It'll stop the clock at 1:22. It'll be 3rd and 13 on the 24-yard line. A lot of options that can happen here. Laverne obviously wants to try to keep the clock running and keep Kowloon with as few seconds as possible to score. With a 1-point lead, all Kowloon needs is a field goal. But with their kicker, Dominic Grimm, who's missed a point after and a field goal today, they probably don't want to go that route. Laverne has had some success on passing plays when Kowloon thought they were going to run. No doubt Kowloon's expecting a run here. We'll see what they do. Michael Medina in on the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, and 1 to the left. 3rd and 13. The snap is low, and the flag is going to blow it dead. It was a handoff to Michael Medina, who was going to run on the right edge.
False start, offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
A loss of 5 yards for Laverne. It'll be now 3rd and 18. Medina in the backfield. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. 1:22 remaining in the game. They hand it off to Medina on the right edge. He's tripped up in the backfield, stays up, breaks another tackle, and is finally tackled by Aquari Eddington, the 6'3" senior out of Riverside. And Kowloon's going to call their third and final timeout with 1:15 remaining in the game. 28-27 Laverne. It'll be 4th and 14, ball on the 20-yard line. Laverne will punt it. Deep back to receive it is Richard Caceres. But Kalaloo's gonna have to do it all in 1:15 with no timeouts. Russell Boucher, the punter, in to punt it. Also has 2 receiving touchdowns for Laverne. Boucher gets the punt off. Caceres receives it at the 40-yard line. Runs towards the middle, goes to the right, cuts back to the left, gets a big block. Tries to hurdle, keeps his forward momentum, and gets tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 20 yards on the punt. 58 seconds for Adam Friedrichsen and the Kalaloo offense. They have good field positioning. As you take a look at Caceres, cut back to the left, picks up a few blocks right there, and falls on the 40. Three to the right, 1 to the left. Friedrichsen drops back, looks left, tries to find his receiver. Pass is incomplete. It was Wendell O'Brien who it was intended for. 5 seconds go off the clock, 53 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 10. Nervous times here at Ortmeyer Stadium. The crowd is well into this one. Friedrichsen on the low snap is gonna get sacked at midfield. And with no timeouts, Friedrichsen is trying to get Kalaloo to get set up. .30 seconds remain. Friedrichsen drops back. 3rd and long. Austin Brown is in his face. Friedrichsen looks, finds his receiver, Caceres. 19 seconds remain. It's 4th down. 4th and 11. Ball spotted at the 41. 10 seconds remain in the game. Laverne sent 4 men deep. Friedrichsen drops back. Gets pressure up the middle. Escapes the pressure. Throws it deep down the field looking for somebody, and it's going to sail out of bounds, and Laverne is going to win it 28-27. What a scene at Ortmeyer Stadium. The team is celebrating a huge win over Kalaloo. The last 16 meetings between these two teams, Kalaloo was 15-1. The one win coming in 2015 when Laverne went undefeated in SCIAC and went to the NCAA playoffs. The teams are shaking hands. It was a fight from the beginning. Laverne coming back from a 27-14 deficit to take the lead and eventually win 28-27. As we take a look at the scoring summary for the game, it began in the first quarter, 1:46 remaining in the first. Adam Friedrichsen found Josh Mooney in the end zone, an 8-yard pass to give Kalaloo the 7-0 lead.
Laverne would answer back with 9:58 remaining in the second. A 35-yard pass to Russell Boucher on the play-action pass to knot up the game at 7. Then Kalu would answer back. 7:52 remaining in the second. They scored within 2 minutes of Laverne. A 25-yard pass to Wendell O'Brien to make it 14-7. Aaron Lacombe, a 50-yard pass from Friedrichsen to make it 20-7 with 3:32 remaining in the first half. And then with 1:27, Laverne got on the board again, a 25-yard pass to Russell Boucher, his second receiving touchdown to cut the lead to 20-14. We go into the second half. Wendell O'Brien, his second receiving touchdown, a 14-yard pass from Adam Friedrichsen to make it 27-14. Then the pick six with 13:22 remaining in the game. Torrey Hilbert, the 20-yard pick six to make it 27-21. And then 10:46 remaining in the game, Michael Medina, after Friedrichsen fumbled, his second turnover of the game, set up the 9-yard rush for Medina to give Laverne the 28-27 lead. And then don't forget the field goal by Dominic Grimm that was missed that could have gave Kowloon the 30-28 edge, but it was missed. It was going to be about a 25-yard field goal, and then a delay of game brought them back 5 yards. And then Dominic Grimm pushed it right and missed it. And then Laverne was able to chew off some clock with a minute remaining in the game. Kowloon had some chances down the field, but they used all their timeouts stopping Laverne defensively. No timeouts remaining. It was a Hail Mary attempt that didn't find the end zone. It found the sidelines out of bounds, and Laverne picks up a huge 28-27 win. Laverne moves to 2-1 on the season. Kowloon drops to 2-1 on the season. A look at up next for Laverne. It'll be against Redlands next Saturday at 7 p.m. at Redlands. At the end of the game, the score is Laverne 28, Kowloon 27. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.